As always, and I can feel the energy in the stands. A big shout out to our fans who came out once again. They got behind the team. We've had some tough results. They keep coming out, supporting the guys, and they should know that it makes a big difference for us in this building. I'm really proud of the team because they've had some tough results lately and some good performances in there. So when you think about the New England game when we're up 3-0 and some of the turn of events, the way the Kansas City game went here, the way our team really created a lot on the night, didn't get the reward, the way they stood like men in LAFC when things went against them early. So to see them get the reward on the night is just there's not much to say to them, but that they were building something real here. And I think we now have to stick to what we've done, and it's all about consistency around here since January of 24. So we're going to keep building and keep going and try to put some results together and get closer to our goal, which is the playoffs.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Chris, talking about the offensive impetus tonight, Cole involved in 2 build-up plays and then 3 goals from 3 different goal scorers in different situations. You know, how much joy and in executing, how your thoughts on the overall execution of the team collectively, not just maybe one individual doing his job.
Yeah, Matt, I'd say that we've been building this. You know, when you think about, again, the scoring 3 on the road in New England, Galaxy at home, I think it was 2 or 3 goals. I think it was 26 shots against Kansas City. So to see the continuation of some good attacking chances and goals and fluidity, different guys contributing. Mihalovic with 3 more assists. He gets the reward on the night. 3 goals tonight. Maybe we could score 5 or 6, and that's always good for us to see that. And to see some guys heating up. Calvin Harris, I think that's 4 goals in 3 games. I'm not sure. 3 games?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. No, isn't it 4?
4 starts. 4 and 5.
4 goals in 5 games. We can check that. But it's Calvin Harris heating up. Rafa Navarro looking dangerous. Got in there a bunch of times. And Cudi Pietro, I think, looking dangerous in all moments. Connor and Cole, we chose to start our most attack-minded holding midfielders. I think it paid dividends. Sam Vines looking, strong. So we got the attack going tonight once again.
Brain Nurse would never post. Zack Steffen's back. He made a few big ones tonight. Just what are you thinking?
Well, it's a big moment for Zack to get right back maybe where he left off. So on a night where we held him at bay for large parts. They threw a lot at us in the second half, and he had to make a big save in that half. Stops when I don't know if it was Brian Wade who got in 1v1, but makes a big save. Looks strong in his distribution, but his presence is felt, and he's got to just keep himself going now. So it's the best of the season yet to come, and it's good to have him back out there.
Hi, Coach. Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. You mentioned starting Connor and Cole and back in the double pivot where it's usually Ollie and Josh. It is a bit more attack-minded. Given that Vancouver is a team that likes to possess the ball, what was the thinking going for a more attack-minded double pivot versus a more defensive one?
I think it's a good question. I mean, yeah, they're one of the best possession teams in the league, so it's a little bit of a risky decision, I'd say. It felt really I felt really comfortable starting those 2 guys, and you could be uncomfortable not starting Ollie and Josh because they're so robust and all this. And maybe on some ways, maybe you can't go wrong. But I knew we would have the ball in our building. I wanted to have guys that could progress the ball off a dribble, off a pass, and really go after Vancouver and be able to control the game maybe against the ball and then with the ball. And those guys did a nice job of that. We have a great holding midfielder core. You can throw Wayne Frederick and some of the guys in as well, but it's nice to see that paid off, and we'll keep building. We have a nice core group of holding midfielders out to choose from.
Chris, Matthew Wick with Pitcast. U.S. Club Soccer and the National Premier League are holding their finals here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park this weekend. walking around the stadium, I saw apparel from all over the country. In your words, what are those players and families going to take home as their impression of the Rapids tonight?
Well, I think they can see a team that plays proper football, that we attacked, we defended, we moved the ball, we played some entertaining, energetic football. And for me, around the world, I think that's the benchmark. Honestly, that style of that you can almost be proficient in all phases. I mean, that's our goal, to always look like that. But we really played with a little bit of flair tonight. Played out of pressure. We say the guys were brave to try to play through their pressure. And if anyone's in the stands tonight, I think they could see a team that maybe plays for our fans and to entertain. And I think that's always the goal for a coach, to put out a team that plays free and that each guy can express themselves. And for every parent out there watching those kids and every kid, that's kind of how it should look when they're 10 and 12 years old, those young guys running around. But I think they would see a team that was together and played some good stuff on the night.
Chris, Mauricio Jaramillo de Telemundo, Colorado. You said during the week you like to train, but you like more to play. What do you think about a game coming in just 4 days, and how the week changed because we have a game this week too on Wednesday?
The best part for all of us is games. Even though sometimes it stresses the preparation, get match plans together, have to manage the roster a little bit, healthy bodies and sometimes tired legs. But when you win games, you want to get right back out there and let the good stuff roll. When you don't win games and you get tough results, you want to quickly right the wrong and get right back out there. So no offense to what we do in training. It's always helpful when there's training days to move the things forward, but the game is the best teacher. The game is the best platform for all of us. So we'll have a quick turnaround again and get on to Seattle.
We have time for just 2 more here.
Hi, Sarah Fattori, Pitcast. Great game, Coach. Really fun to watch. I have a question about that PK that we saw on the south end during stoppage time of the first half. It seemed like there was a little confusion over who was going to take that kick. How are those decisions made, and what happened in that moment?
No, there wasn't any confusion. It's sometimes Georgie and Cole, they're protecting the penalty kick taker, Rafa Navarro. They know that sometimes there could be little antics going on, the game within the game with the other team. But no, Rafa would be taking that all along, and the other guys, if you look closely there, holding the ball, and even Georgie gives Rafa a hug by the end of it, and they protect the shooter to no distraction and trying when the other team tries to get in the head a little bit. So for us, Rafa was the one who stepped up the time and scored, and he got that other crack at it, and goalkeeper made a good save, but that's part of it.
Chris, Georgie now holds the record at the club for most goal contributions of a player within their first 2 seasons here. The stat speaks for itself, but what can you say about his playmaking abilities and his leadership on the field to see those moments, really identify those game-winning moments?
Well, listen, you can say a lot about Georgie Mihalovic, what he has meant to this team from day one when he walked in the door. The edge that he has, the winning mentality that he has, his final third ability and quality. He makes those around him better. We have a special player in him. It's why we believe he gets on those lists for the U.S. national team. He's been on the list each time now, back in January and recently, and he's getting closer and closer to make a case for himself. But we think that chance is going to come for him. We believe he deserves a crack. It's his ultimate dream to try to make some noise at the World Cup stage. But yeah, his leadership is the last part that I think is really impressive. Again, we get to see it on a daily basis on the inside, how much he's growing as a leader, the respect he's earning from everyone, staff member and players. And I think he's still really young in this regard. He's going to keep growing as a footballer. We're going to keep challenging him in that regard, but his leadership is such a thing to see when you take a step back and see how he's growing that way. So, yeah, I'm happy that he's I think that record he's going to keep adding to it. Hopefully.
That's it for Chris Armas tonight.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great night. Great night here in Denver. Fans were incredible. Beautiful night. And then the boys turned up. I mean, it was, yeah, just our mentality and our energy. Yeah, won us the match tonight, and it was a great night.
Matt Pollard, Bernie Wave. Zach, you've had a couple injuries. How's the body feel overall? And then in particular tonight, didn't have a lot to save. So your thoughts on kind of building out and having comfortable possession playing out of the back?
Yeah, body feels great. Knee feels great. Really happy to be back and grateful to be back. Huge thanks to the Rapid staff and everybody that was able to get me back so fast. I thought we played out really well tonight, and we were brave and we were moving for each other, and that's exactly the energy that we have to have, and we can keep the ball. We know that, and so that was really good. And the boys in front of me were outstanding.
Zack, Keith Richardson, MBS Media. Asked you at training yesterday how important the communication would be. How did you feel that communication was, given that there was really only one good chance from Brian White? There wasn't a whole lot from Vitae as well.
Yeah, it was really good tonight. Obviously, they have a lot of quality going forward, and I thought the guys in front of me put out a lot of fires and kept the ball away from the net, and they had a lot of crosses, and the boys dealt with them really well. And then when they got in, I was able to make sure that they didn't get through.
Brain Nurse for the Denver Post. How was the recovery from this injury? Maybe similar or different than ones you've had in the past? And what have you thought of Nico over the past couple months?
It was quicker than my last knee one, so that was nice. And yeah, much easier. But yeah, when it happened, I just knew that, yeah, it sucks. It's part of it. Terrible timing and unfortunate, but you can't mope about it. You just got to get up and have a good positive mentality about it, and that'll help you heal faster. And that's exactly what I did.
Zack, Matthew Wick with Pitcast. I was talking with Marcelo Balboa yesterday at training, and he said that the U.S. team scouts would definitely be watching your first game back. Do you feel like you put in a performance to get on that radar again?
Yeah, I think I played well tonight. Yeah, there's a couple, one or two balls I played not perfect, of course. But overall, 3-0 shutout against the #1 team. I'll take it.
Do we have any more for Zack?
Zack, you got to watch the New England game, and then you got to play in this game. Almost identical timestamps of going up 3-0 around the 60-minute mark. What was the difference tonight to hold the clean sheet and the win versus the New England game?
I think it was mentality. I think we learned from that game, and we watched video, and we had a good discussion about it, and how to manage it, and just to keep playing, and all these little things that we could have done better in that game. And so tonight we just made sure that we continued to play, and it was the mentality really that won us this game. Just for them not to score and for us to continue to score and just to manage the game and play hard.
Zach, we've seen the captain's armband bounce around to a few different people. You've worn it, I think, maybe last season at some point. Thoughts on Andres as a leader, and how much does the armband matter versus the general leadership core within the team?
No, I think Andres is a great captain. He's professional. He's has a strong voice in the locker room. The boys listen to him, and he's a big force for us. So he's great back there. The captain's band has been passed around, but we have a leadership group, and we have boys who support whoever's wearing the captain's band. It doesn't matter, we see it as it's just somebody who talks to the ref, and we have a leadership council, and we're all voicing our opinions and everything, and yeah.
Time for just last one.
Zack, Mauricio Jaramillo, Telemundo Colorado. Do you feel it's better to come back when you have time to relax, like League Cup is coming, the World Cup is in 1 year, or sometimes it's better to come back when there is like not this type of games ahead?
What do you mean?
Like, you can come back on the second game of the season, or right now that you have the League Cup, like you need to be.
Like, is it better to come back from an injury smack dab in the middle of the season when
Yep.
you've got game after game after game,
Uh-huh.
or to ease back into the season?
I don't know. It's a good question. For me, I just want to get back healthy and be playing games. The sooner the better. And I'm fortunate enough that this injury wasn't too bad and that I was able to come back in a couple of weeks. And I had great doctors and great physios that were able to get me back this fast. And yeah, but I think we just want to, as football players, we just want to play games. So get us back healthy, and then hopefully we stay healthy. Yep.
That's it for Zack Steffen. Thank you so much.
Good to see you guys.